Coach, you can talk a little bit about how the team fought back, took that lead late in the game.
How to what now?
How the team fought back after being down 3 scores.
Yeah, I
took
mean,
the lead.
obviously we didn't start very good. I mean, we've been talking about not turning it over and getting turnovers. Well, we get one, and we go out there and get 0 points out of it. So, I mean, really, in situations like that, you have a harder time not thinking that that's not going to come back and bite you in the And so we didn't start out fast, but, we got a little bit of momentum at the end of the half, scored, and then the second half we come out and played really well at the beginning, Do a great job of getting back even 20-20, and then, then we get another turnover, and we, obviously we don't score a touchdown, we score a field goal, which is, that's just 2 opportunities right there that you got to get touchdowns, I mean, that's just the way it is. You score right there and the game's over, but we find a way to let them stay in the game, and so ultimately we let them stay in the game, and they did their job and scored, and we couldn't, we just couldn't make a play at the end.
Can you talk about how Keon has progressed from last game to this recent last game?
I thought he played well both games. I mean, there's things. There's things to learn from. I mean, obviously the first game, we talked about ball security, and I mean that's going to be a continuous deal. We just got to take care of the football. But overall, I mean, there are certain situations and certain deals that he's going to learn from. I mean, overall the kid plays hard. He's playing, he's battling. He's just, you're working through some rookie mistakes that it's just natural. Kid's a talented kid. We just need some guys around him to step up and help him out a little bit.
What are some things on the sideline, I guess you tell Keon whenever those turnovers are really unfortunate things happen?
I don't harp on it a whole lot. I mean, the kid, he knew he fumbled the ball. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, the interception at the end, I mean, he's got to stay on the concept side right there. I mean, he went back to the single a little too quick, but he'll learn from that, and I mean, it's not something that's out of the ordinary. I mean, he just got to keep his eyes in the right place. So for the most part he does, and so he just, again, it's just a learning process.
Coach Hobson said Nick practiced last night.
He did. He took some reps last night.
Is that the last couple of weeks? Did he do anything last night that he hadn't been doing in practice the last couple of weeks?
I'm gonna leave that up to Coach Hop to talk about. I'll talk about football or whatever, but when it comes to injuries and the capacity people are going to play in games, I'm gonna default that one, brother. Appreciate the question, though.
Y'all got a little more vertical in the passing game, more so in this game than in the last few.
Yeah, I mean, we felt, they were playing tight at times, so we were trying to take advantage of some matchups that we felt good about. We played Stags outside a good bit more. We wanted to stretch the field. We wanted to take some opportunities and take some shots, which we took plenty of them, I don't think we hit on any of them, but we took a lot. And so, we really, the fault in the game was really more so of just when we took shots down the field, we didn't hit it, and then when we took shots underneath, we didn't hit it. I mean, it's just, it's just the reality of the situation. So I mean, we just got to do a better job taking advantage of leverage and coverage and just making plays down the field. But I did go into that game wanting to take some shots because I thought those matchups were good for us. I didn't feel like we've been stretching the field great, and so I mean, Old Dominion was a little different because they played softer coverage, but I knew North Texas would get up in our face a little more, and so give us some opportunities down the field, which we were excited about. I thought that it was a good, matchup for us. So unfortunately, we just didn't make any of them.
Did North Texas show you anything that they hadn't shown on film?
Not really. I mean, I don't think there has been a game all year where after the game, I mean, obviously there's a wrinkle here or there because people have a week to prepare, maybe a blitz. But ultimately, coverage-wise, no. They did mix it up a little bit more in regular downs, but, I mean, you can anticipate that with a young quarterback, I mean, they're gonna mix it up a little more, but I mean, ultimately, it's the same coverage as they've been playing. I mean, they played quarters for the most part, and then they would switch up and play some man. So it wasn't overly complicated.
Could you talk a little bit about this Louisiana Tech defense you're going to face on Friday?
I mean, extremely athletic. I mean, lead the conference in sacks. I think they're 4th in the nation in sacks. Way up there in tackles for loss. So, I mean, they're very active, very athletic. You know, get extremely elaborate on third downs. You know, they're going to bring a lot of third down pressures from every angle and a lot of different places. So, I mean, you know, I mean, they're good on defense. You know, they're aggressive. They play some man. You know, and again, on third downs, they're going to come after the quarterback. You know, and that's why they're leading the nation in sacks, or 4th, whatever, leading the conference in sacks. So, we got to protect the quarterback, and we got to get in manageable situations to move the change. You know, I mean, I think that's obvious. I mean, when people get in 3rd and longs versus them, their success rate's not very good. You know, so we got to be conscious of that. You should be conscious of that every game, really. But you know, 3rd and longs are tough down and distance, no matter who you play.
Coach, you previously talked about being in situations like this where things aren't going as they were seem to be going at the beginning of the year. And I guess the adversity that you face, how is this, I guess, different, or is this kind of the same as what you've been through previously?
That's the same. I mean, you search for answers. That's what you do during the week. I mean, at some point, you can't stray too far from the plan. You got to stay the course. You know, the worst thing you can do is panic and do stuff that's going to really throw you off. You know, and so you know, ultimately, we stay the course. You know, I mean, we got capable players, and we got to keep putting them in position. And ultimately, we got to make plays. You know, I mean, that's just the way it is. We got to coach better, and we got to play better. Everybody's accountable, and it's nothing to do with anything we're doing. We just we gotta keep pressing forward. And really, I mean, we can't give up on anything. You know, we can't give up on players. We can't give up on anything. We just got to keep pressing, and eventually, you know, things will start working out.
Anything else?
Appreciate it,
Thank
guys.
you.